What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Smackdown review. We started off with a recap of the Battle Royal from last week for the U.S. title #1 contender. We then go to video shots from Madison Square Garden where AJ Styles won the U.S. title from Kevin Owens, rather surprisedly. We then go out to the arena where AJ Styles comes out and he gives an open challenge to anybody in the back. Shortly after asking if anybody is out there that wants to challenge him, John Cena's music hits. John Cena comes out, questions AJ Styles if he was serious. AJ Styles says he was, so John Cena accepts the open challenge. So we get a referee out to the ring. They start the announcements right before the match starts. Kevin Owens' music hits. He comes out and he's saying that nobody wants to see this match. They want to see the United States title go back to its rightful owner, Kevin Owens. John Cena tells Kevin Owens that he's going to run right through him, and from out of nowhere, Rusev comes out and spears John Cena. AJ Styles gets Rusev off of John Cena, only to have Kevin Owens come in and knock him over as well. This sets up a tag team match for later on tonight. John Cena and AJ Styles versus Rusev and Kevin Owens. It wasn't a bad start to the opener. It started off with a little bit of talking, but it at least started off to look like it was going to go straight into a match. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, because then we have the Singh brothers coming out and introducing Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal comes out to start his match with Tye Dillinger. This was basically a glorified squash match with two superstars. Jinder Mahal had the majority of the offense in this match. Tye Dillinger did get some hits in, but not too many before Jinder Mahal got him into the Colossus and got the pin. Jinder Mahal then cuts a promo on Randy Orton and says he's going to be bringing the Punjabi prison to SmackDown next week. We then have singles matches with Xavier Woods and Jey Uso. I've mentioned this before, having two tag teams facing each other in singles matches, just rotating the people. So I forgot who we saw last week. We'll see probably Kofi Kingston versus Jimmy Uso next week. This was a very quick match. I was actually kind of surprised. Shortly after the match started, both Jimmy Uso and Big E and Kofi Kingston got involved, got into the ring. The referee ejected all three people to the back. Xavier Woods was able to get a quick pin on that. Shane McMahon is on the phone backstage with Daniel Bryan. Naomi comes out asking about Carmella and the Money in the Bank contract. Then Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Lana, and Tamina come out, and all of them start talking about who's going to be the #1 contender for the women's title. Shane McMahon says they're going to be in a 5-way elimination match at Battleground to determine the #1 contender for the women's title at SummerSlam. He then sets up a tag match with Becky Lynch and Charlotte versus Tamina and Natalya. I'll get into that one in a second. After everyone leaves, Carmella comes in and hands Shane McMahon a petition from her lawyer to lift the suspension from James Ellsworth. Shane McMahon looks it over, says he's got the answer, rips it up, and hands it back to her, says you can give that back to your lawyer, that the decision still stands. Carmella gets pissed and leaves, which ends that segment. We then go to our next match, which is Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. This was a no contest match because as Baron Corbin was coming out to the ring, Shinsuke Nakamura runs out and attacks him. They brawl at ringside. They go over the barrier, fight along the crowd, get back on the ring side of the barrier, and continue fighting officials, split them apart. So this match never really happened. We then go backstage where John Cena comes up to AJ Styles and says that he's earned his respect, and despite the fact that he wants a shot at the title, that John Cena has AJ Styles back for tonight. We then go to our women's tag team match, Charlotte and Becky Lynch versus Tamina and Natalya. I swear we've seen this match I don't know how many times before. That being said, it was a decent match. I was pretty entertained by it. Halfway through the match or so, I think it was Tom Phillips, one of the announcers, calls Charlotte Natalya. So right now, I don't feel so bad for messing up Charlotte's name. Shortly through the match, Lana comes out, adds a little bit of a distraction. She gets Charlotte distracted, which lets Natalya tag in Tamina. Charlotte doesn't see the tag, so she tries to put Charlotte into the figure four. Tamina comes in, super kicks her, and gets the pin. We then go backstage where Maria is looking for Sami Zayn. She goes goes to the men's locker room, knocks on the door. Chad Gable comes out. She says she's looking for Sami Zayn. He says he calls into the locker room, says he's not here. So she tells Gable to tell Sami Zayn that she's looking for him, and then walks off. We then go to another backstage segment after the commercial where Mike and Maria Kanellis are swooning over each other, whatever you want to call it. Sami Zayn walks up, excuse me, hello, gets their attention, and Maria demands an apology from Sami Zayn for interrupting him 2 times in a row. Sami Zayn says, if anybody owes an apology, it's you. You need to apologize to me, because wherever he's been, he was supposed to be there, and they've just been in that spot at the same time. Maria smacks the piss out of Sami Zayn, and then Mike Kanellis grabs a vase and breaks it over his head. So I guess this is lining the feud up between Mike Kanellis and Sami Zayn. We then have another Fashion Files episode. I'm just going to straight skip most of the details and just point out that Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder were still going at it about last week's Battle Royal when Mojo Rawley eliminated Zack Ryder, which comes to our main event, AJ Styles and John Cena versus Rusev and Kevin Owens. This is a really good match. I was honestly thinking this is going to be not as entertaining as the rest of everything that was going on. There was a lot of tags back and forth. The heel team was doing what heel teams do, interfering, interrupting, the usual. But it was a good match. I liked it. The team of AJ Styles and John Cena won. After the match, AJ Styles and John Cena were celebrating in the ring. John Cena held up AJ Styles' arm. They faced off each other, so it looked like they were about to do something. AJ Styles pointed at him, mouthed something that looks like he said he's got his respect. Both AJ Styles and John Cena stand tall at the corners, cheering to the crowd's cheering, which ended tonight's SmackDown. This was a decent SmackDown. I actually liked it. There were a couple of matches that came out as no contest. The Open Challenge and the Shinsuke Nakamura Baron Corbin match. Basically, those are matches that are going to be set up for Battlegrounds anyways. Chances are next week we're going to be seeing some mix of the New Day and the Usos again. I'm gonna guess, and possibly some mix between the women in the 5-way challenge. But that'll do it for this episode of the SmackDown recap. Leave a comment down below of what you thought of tonight's SmackDown, what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.